This morning, and just want to give you a little bit of insight or information about our company profile. As I mentioned earlier, we are a small manufacturing company located in Southern California, about an hour and a half north of Los Angeles. We're using CNC programmable equipment to manufacture these different patterns and this product, as you see here. And so with the processes that we have, it allows for more of a lean manufacturing where everyone is going towards just-in-time ordering, and of course we're using a lot of processes that are eco-friendly as well as the materials that we're using with these particular products. As far as a personal history, I've been very much involved in the custom woodworking industry for about 35 years. First starting out as a finished carpenter, door installer, stair builder and installer, as well as in recent years more of a cabinet maker, manufacturer, and component processor. And so with the architects and clientele that I've been working with, especially in the last several years, you may have noticed too, there's a modern trend for the last probably 10 or 12 years. And so dealing with a lot of the clients that we do in the LA area, Beverly Hills, Malibu, those areas, they demand quite a bit in their projects. They want something that separates their projects, makes them look a little bit different. But with a modern design, typically there's only so much you can do. And so that kind of led me to kind of thinking about, well, what can we do to help our clients with a product that's still going to follow the same clean lines, but maybe give them a little bit more impact. In other words, set it apart, make it just really stand out nicely. And so that's to accomplish that, we decided to look a little bit more deeper into what we could do with the materials that we're using. And so right now we have several different products. We're using bamboo as far as material. We're using a Europly, which is basically a 13-ply birch, like this particular product. Very stable because of the plies. And then also we're using an MDF, which has its place too. So I know that you're very interested in the bamboo aspect because of green goods, really promoting sustainability as well as a green product. And so the bamboo that we have, as you might see, is very beautiful. Bamboo as a flat product, when you start looking at it, it's fantastic. But after the machining process, the carving, the 3D really stands out on this product. And so it's phenomenal look, very unique. And it has the inherent beautiful qualities of bamboo. And as you see, this product is the natural, which is not new, you're familiar with it. And then we have the amber.
Is the amber here?
And so currently, right now, the samples I have are only in the natural and the bamboo, but of course we can use the other ones. You can use the chocolate, the Neapolitan, and so depending on the pattern that you want or the application, you can manufacture it accordingly. Now, this product can be used in several different applications. It's primarily used as a wall paneling in offices, medical offices, commercial offices, that type of thing, but also in residential. You can clad full walls if you'd like, or you can use it even cabinet fronts and bases if you accommodate the material accordingly. Now, as you know, the bamboo, especially in the 3-ply construction, being a solid material, it moves on you. So that means that we've got to engineer a product that's going to be a little bit more stable, either through lamination onto an existing product, giving it the stability. Now the Europly product is very stable even when it's carved in the machine. It's just a little bit more inherent. And of course, as I mentioned before, the MDF has a place. Actually the product is much more flexible in the sense that the panel sizes, we're not limited to what's typically in bamboo. In the Europly, all we can find is materials of 4x8 panels, 1/2 inch thick, 3/4 inch thick, whereas in the MDF, it's available from 4x8 to like 4x12, and then in thicknesses from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. So, and then also some of the patterns look a little bit better with the MDF. Now the MDF can be painted, it can be clear coated, which sounds unusual, but once it's machined, it really has a unique look. And this product, these couple pieces that we have here, have a thermofoil on it. And so we have the ability to thermofoil the MDF. And the thermofoil industry, where their products are widening out to almost hundreds of different colors. So that kind of gives you a little bit of insight there. Of course, we're using right now products from a couple different vendors. We're using the Plyboot. We're also using the Terragren, which you're familiar with. And so whatever products they have or they manufacture, we can actually machine. Also, another beautiful thing about the Bamboo and the Europly is that you can apply different finishes. Of course, this is a natural, which what you're finding on some of these bamboo pieces that we have is that they have an oil finish. And so we're using, or we can provide the product unfinished or with an oil finish. That's right now our capabilities in that. And the Hennepin Verde is probably something that you're familiar with. It's a wonderful product, easy to use, of course, low VOCs, 100% sustainable, and no odor, no offensive fumes, water cleanup, so it's really nice. And allows the product to move, because with these products, especially in a large format, they will move, just like any natural wood product. And so it's very nice. Now these products, the Bamboo, have an interior application primarily. I'm not sure how they would work in an exterior situation. And there again, it depends on the humidity and the weather conditions that would affect the panels. Whereas the Europly, it's much more stable. It has been used as concrete forms. So under that kind of situation, it's been proven to be very stable. And that's another aspect we're partnering up with right now, a concrete company that would like to try some of the dimensional panels with their form setting. So that you get they're getting a lot of the modern homes, you're finding concrete, exposed concrete as a visual aesthetic presence. And so many times though, it's kind of flat and just, doesn't have anything, doesn't really pop. And so now with possibly using this as a form board, you're getting some dimension out of that concrete. So there again, it's very unique. We also don't have published on our website right now, but we're engineering acoustic panels, sound panels, from one similar to this. And again, this is a walnut veneer on MDF, but we can use just about any veneer possible. Bamboo, we can do a green substrate, an MDF, and then we've got about 5 different patterns. We also have some solid diffusers. We have some bass traps and some flutter echo control devices. So we've got a range of different products. Right now we're adding things to our website and also our product line slowly after a little bit of time engineering and developing it. Another aspect that we can do is bespoke product or custom. In other words, we can fabricate something custom to your needs in size or materials, things like that. And because we're a smaller company, we have the flexibility to incorporate some of that. So, any questions at this point?
What are the panel set? Is it a 4x8 panel or what's it?
Yes. So typically the panel products that come to us are 48 by 96, and once we receive them, we have to square them. So typically in your bamboo and the Europly, the finished panel size ends up being 47 3/4 by 95 3/4. So that way you have a perfectly square panel. And then these panels here are all 3/4 inch thick material, but we can machine almost any thickness material that we have.
Would a ceiling be considered a wall panel?
Ceiling?
Yeah, could it be used as like a
Oh, for the ceiling? Sure. Yeah.
Cool. That'd be cool. Like that one on a ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a very good question. These can be used on your ceilings or your walls. We have one theater company that we work with, and they're using it to wrap, for instance, their projection and their equipment boxes, typically that are hung on the ceilings.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so with this particular company, they've been they do a lot of these custom residential as well as commercial. They just actually finished Netflix studio and theater in San Francisco. But same thing, they're using our acoustic panels. They actually engineer the panels we make for them. So they submit their custom requirements of acoustic needs, and so then we fabricate it. But they tie in, this particular company will tie in a lot of the aesthetic features into their complete room. So these products can be used wherever you want a little something more, something to stand out.
What are the price point differences? Like, is it a lot less expensive to do MDF than bamboo?
You know, that's a good question, and that depends on the application. The prices are on my website for each of the patterns, and the patterns themselves are different because we price everything on basically machine time and most of and programming. So you'll have some panels that are very simple, and they require less machine time, so the cost is a little bit less. Typically, though, the bamboo panels, unfinished state in your average pattern is about $750 per panel, which may seem high. However, if you want to go with a more economical product like an MDF, and then you end up painting it or doing a elaborate finish, many times you're going to be up to the same price. So it just depends on the look that you want to get, and then we can help you engineer, something cost-effective for that different application. The average MDF pattern right now is right around $300, and then the Europly right now is about $400 to $500. Now in the Europly too, it comes in 6 different colors. So this is basically the way the panel comes to us. And this, of course, is a red. We have a beautiful green, a yellow, dark brown, light brown, and there's black and white. And so we can machine any pattern in those. But this particular pattern and that pattern right there, they have no surface, so you won't see any color. And so we typically would just recommend going with the natural, because you're machining everything right off the top. Another very interesting look is if we get an MDF substrate, or we can actually do this with any substrate. We take a bamboo and we laminate it with an actual laminate, an HPL, and then we machine it. And that, again, is phenomenal. So that kind of gives you an idea of some of the variations or the custom availability and what we can do.
But putting them like in a bathroom just for like the water and moisture, like if you were to, the people, I guess, what rooms are they?
Like a backsplash or in a bathroom?
Yeah, like what rooms do these panels usually go?
That's a good application. Kitchen backsplashes, or in a bathroom wall behind the vanities. Yeah, wall
But it
treatment.
won't like expand like the bamboo though, has movement.
Bamboo has a lot of movement,
Okay.
as you probably know. So the Europly is good, but the finish is not going to come out as smooth as a bamboo. because
Yeah.
you've got a lot of grain there. So there again, it depends what you're wanting. Now you can take that Europly, and it has to be sealed or stained or lacquered or finished all the way around, and then it can be applied as a backsplash, and it will stand up just like any other wood cabinetry would in that application. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full
And
wall.
the ceiling thing.
Yeah, give it a lot of dimension. And the bamboo, the MDF finishes out fantastic when it's painted. And you know, there again, it's whatever paint you want to use, whatever color you want to use.
And that's something you can use for cabinet doors.
Yes.
So that's
That's almost easier to use for cabinetry because of the machining process in most of these cases is a 3/8 inch deep product. So typically on a 3/4 inch panel, you're going right into the 3/8 deep, and then with that, you're taking away the room for your hinge pockets. So your European hinges typically need 12.7 millimeter deep, or like ½ inch, and so if you were to use a 3/4 inch panel that had a machining all the way across it, you'd either have to be very selective of where you're placing your hinges, or just to go with a thicker material, 1 inch, and that gives you plenty of room. And then also the 1 inch material adds a little bit more stability to the product, because whenever you're carving any type of material on the face, in a sense you have an unbalanced panel. So what happens is you get some movement. Now you'll notice on the back side of the bamboo, it's stress relief. So to kind of balance the panel out, which helps quite a bit with its stability. But then again, being a solid material, it moves. And so, but I've noticed that with your showroom here, you've got other bamboo products, and you're manufacturing your own doors, I'm assuming. So you've already, you already know about the movement with the bamboo, and you've probably already resolved most of those issues. But it's something you have to consider. Yes.